Hey, peace and blessings. What's going on? This is Forever Heritage Hip Hop saying peace. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth, peace to everybody listening, peace to everybody out here living this hip hop life. I ask that you please hit the like button, like, subscribe, share, leave comments on Heritage Hip Hop YouTube, subscribe to heritagehiphop.com. Please be sure to visit us and get some merch if you have any we have anything here that you like. We are looking to build this platform and celebrate this hip hop culture for many, many, many years to come. Right now, it's about 4 in the morning. I could not sleep, and I wanted to talk tonight about something that's been on my mind. I am a lover of hip hop culture, and hip hop for me is very special. Hip hop has gotten me through some very hard times. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm from New Jersey, so I'm not from the birthplace of hip hop, which is New York City. I don't know about the Bronx and Brooklyn and all that other stuff, the Queens and all that. I don't know about all that as a youth. What I know as a youth is when I first started listening to hip hop, there was Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box, and there was the box where you used to call on the phone to order your videos. Do y'all remember that? And I remember one of the first music videos I ever saw was It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. And when I experienced hip hop was brand new for me. It was beats, pretty girls, rhymes, energy, the party atmosphere. It was amazing to see people dancing on cardboard. I went from being intrigued by how people were saying words in their style of dress to going to school. And when I went to school, it was culture shock because I grew up in one town, but I was raised in another town. Um, I've been I've been in Newark, New Jersey for primarily just about all my life, but I didn't live in Newark. My grandmother lived in Newark, and I would always be at my grandma's house. So shout out to everybody on Osborne Terrace, Hawthorne Avenue. Shout out to South Ward, New Jersey. Shout out to them folks over there. And when you have culture shock as a young man, you know one thing, but you live something else. So that dichotomy will define who you are. And in learning about music, culture, my people, the struggle, New Jersey, and learning that, I found hip hop to be a resource, a calming mechanism, and also a teacher. I grew up learning about Public Enemy. I grew up learning about Big Daddy Kane. When I found NWA, I was in awe because seeing people walk down the street with fire on their sneakers, talking crazy was bugged out. But Slick Rick, LL Cool J, Rakim, and the list goes on because I don't want to just name people consistently and constantly because I'll be here all day. But when I found hip hop, or hip hop found me, it opened me up to other people in other places who are going through things in society that people do not talk about as much. I learned more about racism, classism, a have not mentality. I learned about culture. I learned about pride. I learned about what it takes to be a man in certain respects. Hip hop has taught me a lot of things, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The way hip hop gave me life, I can never I can never shortchange it. You see what I'm saying? Hip hop taught me about the Black Panthers. Hip hop and the classic documentary series Eyes on the Prize. If you have never seen Eyes on the Prize, please, please, please go look at Eyes on the Prize. It's a PBS documentary about um, our people, melanated people in America from the 1950s to the 1980s. So it starts with Emmett Till, and I think it ends with Attica, I think. But anyway, Hip hop taught me a lot. And I mean, I remember being in school and we had to do a Black History paper. And instead of doing my Black History paper on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X or Harriet Tubman, who everybody chooses, I chose to do a paper on the Black Panthers. And I was actually laughed at because people didn't know who the Black Panthers were. And they tried to say I made my paper up. I'm not focusing on that right now. That's just a damn shame that we have a rich culture. People don't teach it. But at the end of the day, hip hop opened these doors up to me for education, for learning, for finding out a vital piece of history of who I am. Hip hop gave a lot of people pride. If it wasn't for X Clan or Public Enemy or Paris, West Coast Cam, Boogie Down Productions, the 5% Nation of Guys and Earths, a lot of us would not have had a lot of positive outlook music when it came to hip hop. That was getting, Poor Righteous Teacher, shout out to them. Shout out to Chubb Rock, who made us dance and think. We had we always had violence and things going on in the inner city, but the self-destruction movement, the heal yourself music, which was human education against lies. We're all in the same gang on the West Coast. We had all these things when it came to hip hop in general that taught us not only the value of culture, but the value of lives, our lives. Couple that with television, like A Different World, that taught us about college. Teen Summit on BET when BET was about something. Teen Summit that had the teens talk about things that were going on in their lives. They had musical guests on there, you know. Just for instance, with shows like Pump It Up, Rap City, Young TV Raps, like I said, Video Music Box, The Box, Local Access Television. We got to see the lens and the scope of hip hop. And hip hop was just so big that it was amazing. We saw hip hop going to the mainstream where at first people were boycotting the Grammys because hip hop wouldn't be televised to to tours. World tours come I'm starting to go, national tours, etc. And the hip hop broke into movies. Y'all remember House Party? The first one only, the only. But we had Breaking, House Party, Wild Style, Crush Groove. And hip hop was opening the doors for people to see who we are as a culture. The point I'm bringing this up for is what does hip hop do for us today? And what does it stand for now? See, I put up a post before I did, and my post said, we went from House Party to Menace to Society. And nobody remembers House Party because everybody remembers the streets, the gully, and the ghetto. Not saying that we shouldn't tell our stories, but that's all that's being given. How do we teach hip hop if we don't celebrate the entirety of our culture, knowing that everybody's not from the street? And if we're giving people only the street life, why are we surprised people are mimicking the street life, if not going towards it and trying to outdo the people who came before them? That bothers me highly. Because I think about this, right? People talk about drill music and trap and all that, right? And it came from somewhere. It came from not only from the hip hop before, no, it came from the life experiences of the people that were living it. And without controlling our narrative and controlling our culture and putting it somewhere, not in a headlock, but putting it somewhere where we can control the narrative, we're defeating ourselves. Pardon me. We're defeating ourselves. And the reason I say that is because by not controlling the narrative and showing the beauty of all sides of hip hop, we have people now ODing left and right to the point where it's not even a shock anymore. Before I go on, rest in peace to Gangsta Boo and anybody we've lost. Big Scar passed away. They said 2 people in 2 weeks, 2 big Memphis hip hop stars died. May their families heal and may the community heal and the culture heal as well. But we're seeing fentanyl and lean and all these drugs take people out to the point, in high numbers, to the point where people are just like, eh. And that's not good. French Montana had a video shoot and it was shot up. People doing crazy street shit and we lost Takeoff. You see what I'm saying? There's things going on in our culture that happens too often. That is not hip hop. That's bullshit. I remember hip hop went from don't do drugs to everybody talking about being fucking addicts. Hip hop went from protect your life to F it. It breaks my heart to see Instagram videos of people giving infants weed, seeing 10, 11, 9, 8-year-olds smoking. And the reason why we give them that, it seems, is that the influence of the eyes is what's taking us out. I'm gonna tell you something about the Bible for those who agree to it, who believe it, and those who don't. It's just a message. God said to his chosen people, do things visually because the things that you see will always be in the remembrance for things to come. And it seems that people know your eyes are very sensitive and the information you take in are influential. So people are putting messages out where people are getting drug induced, sexually induced, and showing people out of control. Listen, we are part of one of the most greatest cultures in the history of the world and in time, which is hip hop. And people are trying to destroy hip hop from the inside out. I just saw another post on social media where an artist said that when they try to go to their label and talk about the type of music they wanted to put out, be it positive or whatever, the label just folded on them like, nope, we don't need that, and that's a wrap. It seems like people are not willing to put death and destruction out instead of giving life to the people who who this culture comes from. And that's appalling. Are we having children just to give them over to the grave? Because I hope not. And as much as we talk about Black excellence, as much as we talk about doing well in businesses and wealth and things, we're highlighting so much negativity that I think that message is being lost. We have so many people out here talking about what a high value man and a high value woman is. And that's not even 10% of our culture that thinks like that. But we put it out there so much that people start to think that people of color don't love each other. And that's trash because we do. It's amazing that people are using hip hop culture to sell the newest drug, the newest electronic thing, be it AI or NFTs, and pushing the narrative of how to get money, but we're not talking about how to preserve life. And I think that's the worst thing that we're doing to ourselves, left and right. How are we protecting hip hop? And what does hip hop mean to us today? Because if everything you do is a threat or something that's going to bring harm to yourself, to the culture, and also to the children that come behind you, you don't need to be doing that stuff. And I don't care if you rapping and people giving you money. I really don't care about that because you know what? All money is not good money. And we need to do something to protect our children. There's parents that I see who have children in school who don't even give a damn to meet the teacher or don't even care to see know how their children are doing in school. COVID taught a lot of people how hard teachers work. I mean, you want to look at teaching in a comedy nutshell. Watch Abbott Elementary. If you want to know what a teacher goes through, interview a teacher and ask them how hard their day is, especially with how things are after COVID and the children of today. It's not very easy. And you know what we do to make sure we connect with our children? We play music. We play we put pictures up of the culture, of the influence to show we are more than just the negativity that's out there. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Hip hop today is in a good place business wise, but there's two cultures going on. There's the authentic hip hop culture, which is God given, and then there's rap business that is supposedly defining the culture when it comes to money and mainstream art. And we have to make a choice of what you're going to follow. Me personally, I think it's appalling that people are dying left and right, and it means nothing to people. I think it's appalling that people are getting high and falling off. And we have famous artists talking about people need to go back to smoking crack instead of smoking weed because it kills you. How about we just stop the highs altogether, or we aid people who are high and getting them to a better place so they don't have to get high anymore? How about that? How about we stop selling the high and start selling the solutions to get everybody better? Because you know what? Everybody needs this. Everybody needs money. What are we doing to help the social economic status of our people and getting folks to their next level? We have baby showers. Are we having startup business showers? We have sports days. Do we have gentlemen meetups? Are there book clubs anymore? Are there things in the community right now that are out to help build the self-esteem of these young men and young women to know that there's more out there than drugs, violence, sports, video games only? Let me go back to tell you about myself and what hip hop taught me. Elementary school was real hard for me. I get to high school and I met some of the best friends I ever had. And I reunited with one I had in elementary school, and he's my brother to this day. And in high school, right, there was a there's a record store, Crazy Rhythm, in Montclair, New Jersey, Bloomfield Avenue. And me and my man, shout out to my man Jarnell, we used to go in there and we were known in that music store. You know what I'm saying? When we went in there, that was the first time I ever learned about relationship building in the culture, because the gentleman at Crazy Rhythms who used to work behind the register, he knew me and my man Jarnell. He would hold tapes for us. The tape era, he would hold tapes for us, and that relationship building showed me that there's other people who love this culture like me and Jarnell did, and we could benefit each other. Bringing business to the store, he gave us CDs and stuff. My family didn't teach me about relationship building and things like that. And those are some of the lessons that I take with me to this day, that there's something more, and hip hop actually opened those doors to me. When I was in college, right? I met one of my best people. Shout out to Bless McFly. That's my guy. Is my guy. You know what I'm saying? And him giving me one of his albums opened me up to one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time, All By Myself. And some of the words in that song I live with to this day. He said, "When the world is up, I'm down. When it goes left, I'm right." He talking about going his own, doing his own thing and walking his own path. And I've always lived that way. And I remember everybody used to like Jay-Z. I was into Nas. And people was like Wu-Tang corny. I was in the Wu-Tang because Wu-Tang didn't have no radio hits and whatever. I don't care. I went my own path. And hip hop gave me a certain self-esteem to be my own man because I wasn't taught that. Those lessons help prepare me for this. Because podcasting and content creation is not easy, especially when you have a full time job, a family, and you try to find your way to get things done. Pardon me. I can't record every day. I can't get on here and talk every day, and I would love to, and I would love to make this a profession and make it full time. So I'm putting it in the air, made the most to my lips to the most eyes ears. I would love to be able to make the same, if not more money than I do now on my full-time job and do podcasting and content creation. I would, because there's so many things I would like to do. I would like to talk to so many artists. I would like to talk to so many people and engage people. I love hearing about their story and how about the creative process of what it took to make their music, how they pick their album art, what inspired the beats, their lyrics, the environment that spawned the lyrics. That intrigues me, because if you don't know the person that you're listening to, how can you enjoy their music? Listen, there's two people on the internet right now that are stars. You got Jaguar Wright, salute to the sis, and Keith Murray, salute to the bro. And let me tell you something. Jaguar Wright is talking that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? but it seems to be some truth to her pain, and I salute her. Maybe I could talk to Jaguar Wright one day. You never know. Keith Murray, I put in for an interview with Keith Murray twice. One with my man Runt Dog, salute to Runt, New Jersey hip hop legend, and one through the Fleet DJs. And let me tell you something. Keith Murray, wow. And you know something? That's all I'm gonna say. Keith Murray, wow. And you know something? By doing heritagehiphop.com, I got to talk to some of my favorite artists of all time. I got to talk to one of my biggest crushes in hip hop history, Yo Yo. I got to talk to DJ Yella of NWA, Fredro Starr. I got to celebrate New Jersey hip hop history with Runt Dog, Pace One. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking to get Redman on here. I got Do It All Do, Councilman Dupre Kelly, salute to the bro, on here. And I got two of my favorite MCs of all time. Let me stop saying one. I got two of my favorite MCs of all time on here, Tame One and Double O. And interviewing Tretch opened up the doors for me. You're going to see those interviews come back because I'm going to rehash them and bring them back. And I just want to let y'all know, it's always been amazing to meet your heroes and to share your story with them. Talking to Billy Danze for me was huge. And there's more people I want to talk to. Hip hop brought that out of me. Because in my family, I was told to shut up many times, or because I was young, I couldn't say anything. And hip hop helped me bring my idea, my mind, and my voice to the world. And it means so much. Today, it seems like hip hop is teaching everybody to have a fatty, shake it on the gram, get naked on OnlyFans, talk about anything that you want with no consequence. And then while people make money off of it, we just deal with it. And I'm totally against that, and I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I still would like to have heritage hip hop become one of the best, if not the best platform in New Jersey. And since I've never had a collective that I've ever been a part of or anything like that, I still want to go down in history in the annals of hip hop as somebody who did something and who changed the game for the better. You see what I'm saying? I may not be MTV, I may not be BET, and I may not be Revolt, but I deserve that same respect for the work I put in. And not only that, not to get angry or nothing, but I want the same props I get in people who don't shout y'all out. And that's all I'm going to say. I really respect everybody who does hip hop. Whether anybody loves your music or hates your music, I still respect you. And this platform is built upon respect. And respectfully, I love hip hop culture enough to say, where is hip hop now and how can we save it from being destroyed and taken into the abyss of nothing? So the point where hip hop no longer exists, it's the offshoot genre. Something new comes and everybody forgets that there was a Nas, a Biggie, a Jay-Z, um, a Master P, a Easy E, a Ice Cube, a Dr. Dre, a Snoop, a Scarface, Luther Campbell, so on, so on, so on. You think that won't happen? How many of y'all talk about Duke Ellington? How many of y'all talk about James Brown fluidly every day? I mean, see, people in this here today, going tomorrow, and what have you done for me lately mentality that we have in this country, people who have that mentality are the people who destroy what you build. And I just want to let y'all know it's up to us to really take care of our children and our culture so it is not here today and going today. You feel me? Listen, if the average artist only lasts 6 months because we are in a sped up microwave era of music, not just hip hop and music, what are we doing to live past the new norm? What do we do to document and procure who we are as a people? This is mine right here, and I put my work in the community. But what do we do? I don't know how to save it in the mainstream, but I do know that the people always define what it is that we do and who we are by our actions, deeds, words, and where we put our money. Your downtown area, it will be more hip hop than your computer. So get out and live. Get off the computer. If you're pouring out, go meet somebody. Get off your computer. If you're lonely, go travel and understand yourself first so that when you give yourself to somebody, they will know that you're bringing something to the relationship except for a desire. And that's real. If there's money you want, go meet people, good people at that, and surround yourself with like minded individuals so y'all can build together. That's the things that hip hop taught me. Hip hop brought me to the Bible. Hip hop brought me to the Quran. Hip hop brought me to the um, Taoism. Hip hop brought me to so many things that it's hard to say hip hop is somewhere negative. For I want hip hop to grow, I want hip hop to flourish, and I want hip hop to be the best it has ever been. Not only for me, but for you and the children that we're going to inspire. That's all I got to say tonight. And at the end of the day, I thank you for sitting with me. Please, please, please subscribe to heritagehiphop.com. Follow Heritage Hip Hop on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and anywhere you have your social media. Also, you can listen to Heritage Hip Hop podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Welcome to 2023. This year has already started out crazy, but I pray that the Most High gives you a blessed year and that not only do you find your way, but you find your purpose and you live it out. Stay tuned to Heritage Hip Hop because as we go live, I will bring you great interviews. We'll play music videos and we will shout out projects and artists that are in the game. Not only that, but the interviews will be coming back. And our new show, check out A&N and R&B. Follow them, A&N and R&B on Instagram, right there. And they're gonna talk R&B. So any artists and producers want to get on that, feel free. More things are coming for you as well. I will be bringing back Truth Behind Bars. I'll be bringing back Truth Behind Beats. I may bring back Blurred Hop to talk about comic books and anime and hip hop and that aspect of the culture as well. And also, most importantly, new shows may come. In the Booth seems to be doing pretty good. And if any MCs want to profile a freestyle or a song in a freestyle format in the booth, I'll come to your studio session. We'll do a quick little 5 to 10 minute interview, and we'll preview your song with a live performance. But other than that, y'all, I thank you for giving me the time of day to talk to you. May the Most High bless you. This is Karev of Heritage Hip Hop saying peace, and I'm out.